Hi everyone, Brian Crawl here from Jumeirah Beach in the amazing city of Dubai to bring you a very special message on doing what you want in spite of if you are ready or not. You see, I meet a lot of people in my social networking and I ask them a lot of the same questions. Questions such as, what are you working on right now? And what are your goals? And I found that oftentimes what people are working on right now is different from what their actual goals are. And when I find that their goals and their hopes and dreams and such are different from what they are working on right now, I'll say, well, why aren't you working on what you really want to be doing? Why aren't you doing what you really want to be doing? And they'll say, oh, well, I'm just not ready yet. I'm just not ready. To do that, I need to be more ready. I need to do X, Y, and Z before I can do that. And oftentimes I'll meet these same people months later or keep in touch with them for months, and I'll ask them if they have been doing X, Y, Z that they need to be doing to get prepared to do what they really want to do in life. And the answer is no. It's always no. Oftentimes I'll talk to them years later and they're still doing the same thing that they had always been doing, right? They never find themselves to be ready to do what it is that they really want to be doing in life, okay? And so thus, since they are waiting to be ready, and they never are, they keep on doing the same things that they don't really want to be doing. Now, why is this? Let's look at the actual psychology behind why people are never ready to do what they really want to do in life and thus never actually do it. You see, your brain is only ever going to be ready to accept and do the things that are already familiar. Understand? So your brain will never suddenly get ready to do something that it is not already doing. Understand? So whenever you think about a goal that you want to do that is, of course, different than what you are already doing, which is why it is a goal, right? It's something you want to do that you're not already doing. It's going to be outside of your comfort zone, outside of what is familiar to your brain. And your brain is going to say, that's unfamiliar territory. I'm not comfortable with it. I'm not ready for that. Because your brain doesn't know how to do that sort of thing fully. It doesn't know how to be comfortable in those sorts of situations and how to act masterfully in them, right? It doesn't know that it's going to be successful in those situations, so it tells you you're not ready for that because these things are not familiar. You see, what people who are waiting to be ready are doing is they're waiting for their brain to adjust to something that it cannot adjust to because it's not doing it, all right? Your brain is not going to adjust to what you want to do before you're even doing it. Understand? Your brain adjusts after it starts doing something. Then that thing becomes familiar. Your brain adjusts to it and it becomes part of your comfort zone. It becomes part of what's familiar and part of how your brain functions well and what it feels like it has a mastery of doing, all right, and what it is ready to do. But you can't expect your brain to adjust to something that it's not even doing yet. You can't expect your brain to adjust before you start doing something and then suddenly feel comfortable doing it and be ready and everything, all right? So you need to just act in spite of whether or not you feel ready, because your brain will then adjust after you start taking action, and you will then be ready, and that thing will then be familiar and you'll feel more comfortable with it and feel like you have more of a mastery over that thing. So you will never ever actually be ready to do something that you're not already doing. Understand? Isn't that interesting to think about? Anyone who ever does something that's different from what they are already doing is not doing it because they are ready. They're doing it because they have taken a leap of faith. Understand? They have just conjured up the motivation and the strength and confidence and bravery to make a large step or jump towards what they really want to be doing. And if you think about it, none of the big things that have ever been done in this world were things that were done because they were already being done. You know, look at all the great accomplishments that have occurred throughout history. All right, they are all things that were innovations, things that people were already doing. That's what made them big accomplishments. And do you think that those people who did those big accomplishments were really ready to put everything on the line and sacrifice and invest everything in their life towards trying to accomplish that goal without even having any certainty that it would be successful, since no one else was doing it and thus it couldn't be proven to actually work? No, but they did it anyway. They did it anyway in spite of the fact that there was no real way to tell whether or not they could possibly be ready to do that kind of thing and be ensured of success in doing that kind of thing. They did it regardless of whether or not they were actually ready to do it. They just said, this is what I want to be doing, and I'm going to do it. If you're enjoying listening to what I have to say, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you feel I'm adding value to your life, you can also tip me at the PayPal link below in proportion to the amount of value added. Your support will help me be able to continue this work, because the oppressive fascists at YouTube are against this kind of content and actively trying to suppress it. So it is only with the help of viewers like you that I'll be able to keep fighting the good fight. So in order to do the things that you really want in life, you have absolutely got to stop waiting for your brain to be ready to do those sorts of things. If you to have complete and total comfortability and confidence with doing those things. Understand? Because it's just not going to happen. If it's not something that you are already doing, that is already part of your comfort zone, you're just not going to be ready to do it. Like, ever. Okay? So, be able to simply take action and say to yourself, you know what? This is what I really want to be doing. I'm not doing it right now, so I don't feel completely comfortable with it. I don't feel like I'm 100% ready to do it, but I may never be totally ready. And it's just something that I want to do and need to start doing regardless of when I feel I might be ready, since that may never actually happen, okay? All of the greatest things that I've ever done in my life, I did in spite of whether or not I felt like I was ready. I overcame my fear of heights and actually flew a plane when a free flight lesson was spontaneously offered to me by my uncle in Seattle, who was a flight instructor when I was out there visiting him. You know, one morning he just said, hey, do you want to go fly a plane? And I was just like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm scared of heights. But I just said to myself, you know what? I may not feel ready to do this because I'm scared of heights, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime chance, so I have to just do it. I have to take this free flight lesson. I'll never get a chance like this again. And starting my company was something that I also wasn't ready to do when I did it. I had no real knowledge of business. I was not in a good financial place. I was literally just like one simple step above being homeless, okay? All I knew was that I had services to offer people. I had a unique skill set that I could offer people, and I needed to start doing that regardless of whether or not I felt I was ready, because I was in financial dire straits, okay? And I had always wanted to start a business, and this wasn't going to be the best time or way to do it, but it was just something I needed to do, okay? Becoming a father was not something I was ready to do when it happened, but it has been one of the greatest, most enriching things that I've ever done in my life, all right? And also, going on my first world tour was something that I wasn't ready to do, hardly at all, okay? It was just something that I needed to do. I had not traveled outside of the country for my entire life of 32 freaking years. And I'd always wanted to. I'm a social scientist. I've studied many other cultures. I always wanted to go outside of the country to study other cultures and to do work in other cultures, right? And bring my company there. So there was a point where I just said, you know what? It's time for me to just start booking tickets. I just need to start booking tickets. I may not be ready for this because it's going to be further outside of my comfort zone than I've ever been, but I'm never going to be ready for it. I'm going to be less and less ready as time goes on, the more that I don't do that. And that's the thing that you need to realize about being ready, is that when you wait to do what you want to do until you are ready, you're actually going to become less and less and less ready. Since not doing that thing only makes it further outside of your comfort zone and makes it seem more and more foreign, more and more different than what is familiar to you. So you're only going to be less and less ready to do something over time that you aren't doing, okay? So you need to just do it now, all right? The time to do what you want to do is immediately. As soon as you know that that's what you want to do, you need to just go ahead and do that thing, all right? I have accomplished a lot in my short time here, and I've always accomplished a lot in my time here. Even when I was much younger, I was accomplishing a lot of things at a young age because I do not wait until I'm ready to do the things that I want to do. I just go ahead and do them. I just get them done, all right? In spite of any nervousness or anxiousness or fear or any of that stuff that might hold me back, I just go ahead and I do the things that I want to do. And you'll find that all of the successful people out there are people who also do what they want in spite of anxieties, in spite of fear of failure, you know, nervousness about big endeavors and large steps and leaps, right? We all experience these things when we're thinking about making a large step forward in life. You know, whether it's a promotion or starting a company or trying to do some big project, right? Or innovate in some way or accomplish whatever goal it is you might want. Sure, it's natural to feel nervous about these things, but the people who make it really big in this world are the people who act in spite of that, rather than letting that nervous create these excuses in their mind of, oh, you know what? I'm not ready. So I need to just get more ready before I can do that, which really means try to wait for the nervousness and the anxiousness and the fear of failure to go away, which it won't. Okay? There's no amount of preparation that is going to cause you to overcome that nervousness and make this thing feel more familiar in your brain and put you at ease. No, because it's always going to be unfamiliar until you're doing it. And nervousness is something that's always going to occur when you are thinking about and anticipating making some sort of big step or big move in your life. So you need to just accept that as part of your journey to success and just go ahead and not wait for that to go away and for you to feel completely ready to do the things that you want to do. Just fucking do them. Just get them done. When you know you want to do something, that is the right thing for you to be doing. And you need to just go ahead and do it, okay? So I hope that you will use this advice and just take action in your life with the things that you want to do so that you can be like one of those awesome people out there who is very successful because they are just an action taker rather than a deliberator and an excuse maker and someone who waits to be completely ready to do the things that they want to do, which will never actually happen. All right, so I hope that has been of help.
That concludes this video. Thanks for listening. I hope I mansplained that good enough for you. If you like what you heard, please click the like button, and if you feel you gained some value from this video and would like to give some back, please do so with the PayPal link below, because your support helps fund me doing this work and fight the good fight for men like you. If you are ready to take the red pill and wake up from the matrix and the matriarchy controlling it and learn everything you need to know about female on male sexism, get your copy of my newly released book called Misandry Exposed, on sale now for a special price that won't last long. So check it out by clicking the link below. And otherwise, take care of yourselves, men, because no woman out there is going to.